Thank you so much for coming tonight. To round off our evening, we've got some amazing stand-up comedy from Ari Miyuki Kondilis. So please give her a warm welcome.
So, I appreciate it's not every day you find a stand-up comedian at a UCL drama soc event. You know, I promise, sometimes I do act like my degree is going up. In the spirit of tonight being an evening of live theatre, I also don't have a microphone, so I brought this hairbrush just for the vibes. I've been out for 5 years now, and I don't think I would have been able to do so had it not been for some of my queer besties supporting me along the way. I have a friend who recently emigrated from the United States to the UK, so that's how you know things really are a mess over there. He recently dyed his hair red, and he attends Durham University. So naturally, he has been invited to join Durham University's Society for Redheads. I now have to accept the fact that he's trans ginger. I have another friend who modelled for TFL's Pride campaign last year. It was a bit of a jump scare, really. I was minding my own business and the Gap. I saw his face in an ad. Some guy behind me was like, "Blimey, that ad is full of otters." I thought they were talking about him. Turns out they were pointing to the Sea Life advert next to it. It's so much easier coming out to friends than family. When you come out to friends, they're usually like, "I knew it!" When you come out to family, they're like, "Are you sure?" I identify as pan, so every time I date people, my family members are usually like, "Is it a he or a she or a they this time?" Like they're playing around with pronouns roulette. Pokemon Go with gender identities, you know. You know, I'm very glad that after 5 years, they finally realised that it's not a phase. But as soon as I started seeing £5 notes being handed out under the dining table, I kind of wish I'd stayed in the closet. Coming out to immigrant family is a weird one. I was in Japan recently seeing some family there. And you know, I've gotten to that stage in my life where they've started asking me some really deep and personal questions in the name of being woke and supportive, like, "Do you have a boyfriend?" I do not. I have a girlfriend. She's an archaeologist. So every time we go out, they're not carbon dates. I can't exactly tell them that because I'm worried I'm just going to disappoint somehow. You know, in Asian and Balkan environments, there's a certain list of paths you can take in life that are considered acceptable. And those usually include doctor, lawyer, engineer, trophy wife turned 3-time divorcee. And if you're none of those things, you're gay. Or a disappointment. Or a disappointment and gay. It really is a lot to live up to, right? My brother's a future doctor. My dad is a software engineer. My cousin's a regular engineer. And I am a freelance crocheting artist. Add the term queer to that job title, and you end up with a gay hooker! I was recently laid off from my slightly more respectable part-time corporate job last week. What can I say? My AI replacement was feeling extra homophobic with this one. I used to confirm email addresses over the phone, and some people's ended up being really unfortunate. I had to call someone named Edward Boyle. His email address was eBoy. I had to call someone named Alice Cochran. Her email address was ACOC. I had to call someone named Ursula Cummings. Her email address was You Coming? I told my mum about this the other day, and she was like, "Hey, when you have kids, make sure their names won't be butchered by corporate email addresses." She's a hypocrite. Mine was Ankonda. That means I'm short in Greek. Joke's on her though. Hers is he sat on me. I love how she still thinks kids are a good idea, as if they're not going to be subjected to more familial peer pressure. I wish I could say, especially for the Greek side of my family, that we're not that stereotypical, but the other day I was on campus, I was talking to one of my Greek relatives. A friend overheard and she asked me, hey, who are you talking to? I said, Antigone. She asked, is that your dissertation title on the tragic play by Sophocles? Or your cousin? It's both. The other thing is, if I ever have kids, they'll definitely be subject to a Greek Orthodox baptism. Fun fact, in Greek Orthodox baptisms, we don't actually use holy water. We use olive oil. We literally dunk infants in 2 gallons of extra virgin, hoping that's how they'll remain until marriage. I think that's my time for this evening, but before I go, whether they be Barbie, Bratz, or Monster High, all dolls deserve to be protected.